we're going to talk about how to feed your soul. And just even saying that, I feel such a expansiveness and a warmth at my heart space. How to feed your soul.
I know, and I was smiling as I was thinking about the topic, because I was thinking rating yourself is actually how to feed your soul.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely.
Like just that simple thing that I huff and puff and go, oh, I think just those little things. And it's sometimes it's the little things that make the most difference, or the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And just rating yourself to go, oh, why am I in a chaotic mess? What's going on? Oh, no wonder, because this is where I'm sitting emotionally.
Debz is a stressologist. She will stretch your mindset to think bigger than you've ever thought before, with follow-through techniques that are realistic and achievable to blow any fear out of your mind. Moira is a mindset cultivator. She will help you align your personal trinity of self-trust, inner awareness, and self-confidence so that you discover and share your unique gifts and purpose. Together, their goal with these conversations is to share how our inclinations do not always work in our best interest, and to provide the knowledge to leverage the gifts that already exist within each one of us. Their desire is to help you learn how to access the habits and behaviors that will lead to positive change and your best quality of life. Welcome to your deliciously motivated mindset.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb. How are you today?
Hello.
It's like this pops up.
Yay, we're here.
Here we are. It's dear Debz and dear Moira here with another deliciously motivated mindset conversation. I love these conversations. I get so excited about the conversations too, because as we know, and our listeners know this too by now, that we have all of our topics. It's a goodie today. Actually, it's really deep felt goodie today. I'm excited where will we go with this one?
Oh, it's what my body requires right now. A reminder.
Yeah, I think that there's going to be some really awesome pieces come out of this. But before we get into the juicy bits of this conversation, we like to rate ourselves.
Do we?
I like to, and from what I've heard, a lot of my clients like to. Deb just doesn't like it when I put her on the spot, but she actually does like it. She just doesn't like the being put on the spot. I say it to my
clients too. It's because I've got to think. We've talked about this. It's because I've got to think. Whereas at a podcast, I don't have to think. I just speak.
We just let it roll. But no, we rate ourselves on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 is where you're totally pieced out, feeling really good, calm, peaceful. And 10 is where you're feeling really stuck and really questioning and oh my God, and don't know what to do. Maybe even rocking in the corner a wee bit. And truth is, we all move and experience all of those levels. The reason this check-in is to just tell yourself, how are you? Where are you? How are you? And then as we go through the conversation, you can check in with yourself when we have our midway through break, and then again at the end. And it's about just developing awareness, developing loving acceptance of all that you are. So checking in with you on all 4 of those pillars that we often talk about, the PEMS, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So all that being said, what number are you, my dear?
I'm going to say, because my mind has had a lot of conversation going on when Moira was talking, I'm going to say I'm a 3. And that is because I still have a foot that's not functioning 100% at the level I want it to. And my neck is not functioning 100% like I want it to. And a few things are happening around me. So I'm going to say a 3 right now.
Right now.
Right now. Yeah.
But that's it. And listeners, if we do encourage you to have something to write with and write down your number. And we'd love to hear from you too, what your number is at the beginning and at the end of our conversation. And for me, I'm going to put myself at 2. We've talked before on previous episodes that Deb and I are both going through some challenges, physical and otherwise. For me, this past weekend, I really overcame one of my physical limitations. I'm actually feeling pretty good, just a little bit tired, but I'm also feeling super, super excited to get into today's conversation. We're going to talk about how to feed your soul. And just even saying that, I feel such a expansiveness and a warmth at my heart space. How to feed your soul.
I know, and I was smiling as I was thinking about the topic, because I was thinking rating yourself is actually how to feed your soul.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely.
Like just that simple thing that I huff and puff and go, oh, I think just those little things. And it's sometimes it's the little things that make the most difference or the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And just rating yourself to go, oh, why am I in a chaotic mess? What's going on? Oh, no wonder, because this is where I'm sitting emotionally. Oh, well, that makes sense. Or this is where I'm sitting physically or spiritually or mentally, any of those things. And then you go, oh, this makes sense. And it's just acknowledging that. But that's a great one of just how to feed your soul, is actually just checking in where you are on a scale of 0 to 10.
And like you say, even the smallest, simplest things are oftentimes the most important. Because, when you said that, the thing that landed for me was that, I don't know, you know me, I'm going to quote something, but I don't know where it came from. But it's
Deborah who doesn't know where it came from. You usually do.
I usually do. But who said this? That the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step.
I like that.
One step, and then the next step, and the next step. Right?
I quite like that. That is actually really simple.
Yeah.
I've never heard it before.
Okay, so I'll have to figure out where I found that, where I heard that one.
I'll Google it. I like that, because that's exactly it. Is just one step, one step.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to somebody, we've got to get to drive somewhere, and it was like 8.5 hours, and if we could just get in the car and we'll do it in the night and we'll just cruise and we'll go and we'll have no traffic, la 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 la. And that's me. I'm like, yeah, let's just go all hell for leather and get there. And then someone's like, well, why don't we just take 2 days to do it? And I'm like, 2 days? Why? That just seems stupid. Why would you take 2 days to drive 8 hours? Like, and they're like, but we can go here and we can stop here
we
for
could
morning
see
ticket,
this and enjoy that. And
I was most put out, like, no, we drive through the night, we get there. And then I'm like, okay, I'll do it your way. And it was about, and they said something, I just can't remember. And there's so many memes about stuff like this. It's not the end destination, it's the journey.
Yes. That's exactly what was in my mind when you were saying that.
Well, I'm an end destination.
And you're like, I have to get there.
I've got to get there. And we did. And we stopped in Taupo, and we had a nice time in Taupo, and we stopped here for things. And I'm like, oh, these are the things I've heard about on the news. Well, this is the city I've heard about, that I've
isn't that fascinating? So you actually enjoyed it then?
I really enjoyed the 2-day journey.
It could have just taken 8 hours.
Yeah, I could have just flown there for an hour anyway, but that's fine. But it was just it was all part of that. And so that's another thing to feed your soul, is appreciate the journey. Definitely appreciate the end destination, don't get me wrong there, but appreciate the journey and what it brings up all the way. And that's not just in a car, obviously.
No, but it's a good analogy, because it kind of reflects how we take the life journey or the paths. Something that I described once, and I really like this analogy, going back, continuing on with the road trip idea, is that if the thing is that if we can all just accept we are all going to get where we're going in life, as a soul, as a spiritual being, we are all going to get to where we're going. So that's rule number 1. The thing is, and so then
Deborah's
if you
going,
think,
but hang on, I want to tap my heels and just get there.
Yeah. But you can, in some respects, you can. So if you think that if I'm guaranteed to get where I'm going from point A to point B, I can go on the freeway and take the 8 hours solid straight down the road. Or I might see an exit and think, I'd like to go and take a wee detour, take a scenic route. And even sometimes when people say, oh, I got lost in the weeds, that's okay. Sometimes you do get lost in the weeds and the scenic route, right? But at any point when you realize, oh gosh, I'm getting like too many rabbit holes, too many detours, then you can actually go on the nearest on-ramp back onto that freeway and continue down the fast track.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I think it's really important to hands over your heart, both hands over your heart, and take some deep breaths and just check in. Am I going at the pace and the rhythm and the direction and the route that my soul is saying, yes to that, right? Because it's both. I think it's both for all of us, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it is that journey, not the end destination. Absolutely. And just when you're saying hand on the heart, that is just an instant feed your soul. Absolutely. So straight away, feed your soul, because that just allows you to breathe at a different level. And I love that one because it can be done in public. Whereas sometimes, there's some other stuff that people have given you to resolve some chaos or whatever, it can be done in public. Yeah.
And
I think
because you can do that, you might not want to do a full EFT tapping session out in public. Yeah. Well, I've done that, but that's me.
And well, definitely. But I do love that hand on heart, and it can if you haven't done it now, everyone just put your hand on your heart and just breathe.
And we're both doing that. Did you know that one of the reasons I think it's so
focus on
breathe
your breathing
deeply down into the very bottom of your belly, but some belief systems call this, the heart space, the seat of the soul.
The seat of the soul.
Seat of the soul.
Oh.
The idea being that if this is where your soul sits, because your soul is like way more expansive than your physical being, right? It's kind of, but it's like at your heart. That's why I like to think of that head, heart, and higher self.
Oh, right? What's that?
It's the trinity of you is your head, your heart, and your higher self. Oh. So you can think things through. The head is the least important. The head, the heart, and the heart connects you to your higher soul, higher self, right?
Oh, I like that.
That's the trinity of all of us. And even in that's what I'm liking about what we're covering so far, is that how to feed your soul is actually very simple.
I know, it is very simple.
Yeah.
Hear my dogs feeding their own soul.
Their souls.
Yeah. But even, so a couple of other things, about feeding your soul is today I am in a bright yellow, cozy, toasty jumper.
Yep.
And I have in fact, last week I was in my onesie purely because we've moved and I couldn't find
right,
anything.
You were.
Yeah. Poor Moira, just as well we don't do video with either of these. But this today fed my soul. I put this jumper on last night to go out, and I just put it on and went, oh, it feels so toasty and cozy. Although I did go to physio.
First thing I commented on when we met. It is. Yeah. It really suits you.
Yeah, and I love it because it's a big sloppy sort of just a bright yellow. I'm going to say turtleneck, but it's not quite. But it's a loose turtleneck, higher in the neck. But it's the clothes you wear as well.
The clothes you wear, and I always have jewelry. I actually wear a lot of moonstone and Celtic symbols and lots of heart type.
Oh yeah, of course.
Jewelry.
I don't know where my jewelry is, by the way.
No, I know you're still settling into your new home.
I know. I found some spare earrings on my desk that always come in handy. If you do podcasts or something jumps on a video, you can go, oh, put those earrings in. Yeah.
That feed your soul. That feed your soul too.
But they are. Well, see, I'm a firm believer of lipstick and perfume is my other thing. And if it's not lipstick, it's a lip balm. Just keep that. Yep. So it's what those little things that you, for your appearance, not for other people's purpose, but for your own, just to make you
to feel you. Yeah, absolutely.
To feed your soul. Yeah.
And then that way you get to show up comfortably, authentically who you are. Right. And that's
Yeah,
what
definitely.
that's what it feels like when we feed our soul.
Yeah, well, the other thing with feeding your soul is say no more often.
Mhm.
And I think these tips we're giving you, please grab a pen and paper, everybody. But saying no is empowering to the person you're saying no to.
It absolutely is. I've said that myself.
And people often think, oh, I can't say no to them because I owe them something, or they've done this for me, or I don't want to let them
Or
down.
they're more
or
needy than I am.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to break their heart
Mhm.
if I don't do that. You know, I'm the only family member going,
Yeah.
no. And the moment you can say no, guilt-free, shame-free, acceptance-free,
Mhm.
that is a massive one to feed your soul, because you're putting yourself in your protection cloak layer. You're just actually going, this is the bubble I have to sit in right now,
Mhm.
and I can't go ahead with
Whatever that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's making the statement that you're a sacred being. And that the other thing too that I think is really important with that no word is that no doesn't mean never. No just means it doesn't align with me right now, with my energy or with what I need, or with what feels right in my heart at the moment. Right? So you're not saying, no, don't ever ask me that again. Banished. You're banished.
Yeah, well, I remember saying to a partner once, do you want to be with me? And the partner went, no. And I was like, that wasn't what I was expecting. I definitely didn't expect that at that time. But then, of course, you wouldn't if I was going a little bit nutto.
Right,
do you want to be with me? No, right now.
Not
No.
this version of you.
No, not now. Exactly. But saying no is totally empowering, not only for you, not in a self-righteous way, but it's really empowering to the other person. And if you can't say that no, are they somebody you actually want to have in your circle?
Mhm.
Because it's really important to have respect. So if Moira said, I don't want to do this and I really want to do this, then I'm not going to do it with Moira, or I'm going to wait till she's ready.
Absolutely.
But you've got to look at the people. If you can't say no to people around you, and it doesn't matter if they're your boss, or it doesn't matter if they're your intimate partner or family, like it does not matter, because if it does not feel right,
Then
you
it's not
can't do
right.
it.
Mhm.
And because what happens is you're the one who gets burnt down the track. And I know I just said your boss, because if you're working for someone and the boss wants you to do something and you're like, this goes against everything I believe in, whatever.
Yeah.
You can say no. You can't just go, no, I'm not doing it. You've
Right.
got to have, there's got to be, it's wise to have a backup of, this is what makes me feel uncomfortable because of this experience or whatever, and I don't want to be in that room with that person or something. Is there another way we can work around this? And people are open to that. People are open to communication.
Mhm.
You've just got to express that transparency. So saying no is a great one to feed your soul.
It is with courteousness, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, is you can still be courteous and say no, but that's coming from a space of loving acceptance of you and actually loving acceptance of the other. Because this is something that I've asked people before, is that if you flip it around on yourself, like you're saying, some people will say, oh no, I can't say no because they need it, or I'm the only person that can do that, or I'll say to them, would you ever want to have somebody just begrudgingly do something or go along with you just because they felt like they had to?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is always no. Gosh, no, I wouldn't ever want that.
I know.
Yet you're just about to step into doing exactly that.
Yeah.
Having said, how icky it feels to think that somebody, I was only doing it to keep you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm only staying with you to keep. I'm only staying with you. I'm only having a baby with you to keep you happy.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah, okay, because that makes sense. No.
Nope. So that I think, and I really encourage our listeners to breathe that in, because I think all of us have that. I know and you saw that, right? As soon as I said that, you went, oh yeah, no. I don't want people going up, well, I had to.
Yeah, I have to do. But you would, so and that's remember doing a Facebook Live actually on about say it was obligation, but you're not a bother. You are not a bother, I think.
Yeah, and we've actually done an episode on this.
I was going to say, why have we
Yeah.
not done that?
I believe we have.
But we obviously have.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly it. You're not a bother. You're
Mhm.
not a pain to them. You're not, unless you're doing all this stuff that's out of alignment for you or them, like you're not a problem.
Yeah.
And I would respect somebody more who said, this won't work for me. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
You know, we've got somebody was going to come and do some put together some kit set furniture.
Mhm.
And the person offered their husband. And I was like, no, it's a shitty job. Do not. And she said, oh no, he loved to do that stuff. And I said, when was the last time he put kit set together? When was the last time he actually did something kit set? And she was like, oh, years ago. And did he moan about it? Yeah, but he loves doing stuff like that. I'm like, don't nominate your husband and I was like, no. I want someone who can come in, do the job, get paid, go away and actually love that job. So no, don't just nominate him because you feel you have to.
Yeah.
I just don't like kit set furniture for us. So there's another thing, how to feed your soul. Don't do what you don't want to do.
Very true.
Put kit set furniture together. Yeah. Only do things that light you up.
Absolutely. And I mean, for me, there are things that I'll do that I don't particularly want to or choose to, but I'll do it because I can get it done quickly, and I actually would prefer me to do it rather than have somebody else come in and do it. But there's a payoff for it, and so there still is my soul being fed. You know, like dusting my office. I can't say that I really like doing that, but I really love it when I dusted my office this weekend, and it looks really nice.
I know.
That's
so
feeding my soul part.
I was just going to say, it's sometimes the task or the journey. It's not that fun.
Yeah.
But when you sit down and you go, oh my God, I didn't realize how dirty it was, or I didn't realize, wow, this makes me want to do this more often, or just do it every, with my little duster. I was just visualizing you with your little duster scooting around your office like a wand.
Yes.
Yeah,
a bit like that.
Yeah, totally like that. Wearing your purple, totally.
I have a purple duster, by the way. But of course I do.
Of course you would. But I mean, that's exactly it. So even though I said about things that light you up, doing the dusting didn't light you up because you didn't work out enough links to the value of doing it. But the end result, result was phenomenal. And so that's like that.
A quick wee message before we get back to this episode. You can get access to a special gift Moira and Debz have put together for you. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift. When you sign up, you'll receive instant access to an inner peace kit and the 30 Days of Wisdom program, both of which is intended to help you feel deliciously motivated right away. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift.
That journey again.
Yeah.
Well,
it's quite simple. Similar part to that what you were saying about put your pedal to the metal and get there in 8 hours, or take a couple of days.
Yeah.
Right. It's all about choices, and so
I still couldn't understand why we need to take a couple of days, but I did enjoy it.
Just get there.
But
it's funny because even though you still say that you can't, you actually still enjoyed the experience.
Yeah, I did. I absolutely did. I did. And I'm a South Island of New Zealand girl, and I was in the North Island. So it's stuff that, because I was a real South Islander, I still am. But you see the North Island on the news and you're like, oh, where's that? Or even now I've moved to the North Island and I would say, oh, where's so-and-so? Where's this town? And my partner would go, oh, it's 3 hours away. Oh, so I can't buy something and drive there and pick it up and come around. It's like, has to be a really good bargain for 3 hour drive there and 3 hour back. Because I don't know. Right. But it's quite exciting stopping and seeing the places that I only hear about on the news.
Yeah.
in good and bad ways, but I'm like, oh, I've heard about this, or oh, I remember someone being here 10 years ago, or I remember, and that's what I enjoyed about the journey, is because it was showing things that it had a memory recall,
Right.
that I go, oh, didn't someone get murdered here? Like, yes, that was this town. That was a bad one. Yeah, that was many, many years ago. I'm like, I remember that town, because it just gets stored into your mind. But that's what I loved. I remember going, oh wow, somebody did something here, or
So it gives you
exciting happened.
context, right?
Yeah.
And that in itself can be really heartwarming.
Definitely.
Soul filling. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
How to
And
feed
you get
your
to
soul.
see other people. So it's really funny. I went 2 days this past weekend. I went to different places that one of them I had never been to before. I saw a quote from you on Facebook today about do something that you've never done before. And I thought, that's
yes,
me.
Yes, I did like that post.
I did that this weekend. But on the day before
I would
that,
have put it differently, saying, where are you, a virgin? My social media girls are a little bit different for me.
Yes, that's probably a good thing.
Where are you, a virgin, and going to pop your cherry? No. What's something new that you haven't done? Okay, righto, ladies.
Okay, they're good.
Okay, carry on, Moira.
But I was talking about doing things. You were talking about going to places that you hadn't been to before. So I did do that one of the days. Yesterday I went somewhere I'd never been before, and it was amazing. And then the day before that, I went somewhere by myself that I had only ever been driven to.
Oh,
and
wow.
So it was really funny because so here I am. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. Lots of people walking around, and so I'm driving in through this area, and I'm very aware of people looking like, who's this person driving through here? I'm just waving.
Oh, there's a new person.
Hi. But it that's why I found that in itself wonderful. Feeding my soul, because it's like changing your environment, changing your interactions, because that's it's almost like visiting other people, right? I didn't have any conversations with anybody, but it was like watching and seeing and waving and seeing the beautiful, beautiful scenery around me. It was just absolutely stunning. So that in itself was feeding my soul, but I really got the sense that people that could see me my love of taking pictures, for instance, that can potentially feed someone else. So it's when we access that within ourselves, the ripple effect is that people can pick up on that around us, but it also gives people permission to think, oh, what makes me smile like that? What makes me feel that kind of expansiveness?
Yeah, and I was just going to say that when you were talking, it sounded like you were just totally present.
Yes. Yeah, very, very much so.
And so when you're present, you can see that person smile and you smile back.
Yeah.
Or you can see somebody having a bad day or whatever, and you smile at them, and they're like, why is she smiling at me? And you're just changing their state so quickly.
Exactly.
That's being present. Well, what you were saying. And I love that because there is no way you can't smile at somebody and you can't, like, it's like throwing a ball at someone. They're either what's going to catch them or hit them in the chest.
Either bash them on the shoulder or they'll catch it.
They're either going to catch it or they're going to connect with the ball in some form. So it's up to them.
Hopefully not in their face.
Depends how hard you throw it. But I mean, just that alone is having that ripple effect when you change your energy around. I mean, I know what is Tony Robbins has changed your state. And it's just changing your state. So instead of looking left all the time, you just look right and you go, wow.
Yeah. Well, that's that work, that acting as if, right? So even if you, or even if I was feeling down or feeling like I wasn't feeding my soul.
Like you're a number 7 instead of a number 2. Yeah.
Yes. We can do these acting as if things. So it's like, if you want to pull yourself out of a funk like that, smile.
Yes.
Smile.
Wisdom, yes.
Simple as smiling. Or put, like you're talking about your beautiful yellow jumper, sweater. We call them sweaters over here.
Oh.
But I knew what
Sweater.
you meant
Okay.
because in Scotland we call them jumpers also.
Phew, thank goodness I've got a Scottish Canadian podcast buddy who understands me.
But that's actually another part, that if you're in a wee bit of a funk, put something on that lifts you up, that makes you smile, that makes you feel comforted, makes you feel comfy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's like those favorite undies. People go, oh, you know, the All Blacks. Most of them all have their favorite undies that they play in every game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, I think it's great you have your favorite undies, but what happens when they get really ripped? Come on.
And you know, it's all about finding those things. It could be your favorite undies. It could be wearing moonstone jewelry. It could be having hearts around you. It could be doing your nails. Deb and I both love to do our nails, and we compare often.
I know, every 3 weeks. What have you got? What have I got?
Yeah,
that's the one. But
that's
I love
also
what you just
feeding our soul.
I just love that you said that, because purple lights Moira up.
Yeah.
And you know, my nails are pinky purpley, and I was like, oh, had to show Moira my nails.
Yeah.
But it is that, and I'm also giggling because I have a keyboard.
Oh, it's purple.
That has a purple cover.
Awesome.
That's on my laptop, but I'm not a purple girl, I would have thought. But on my main keyboard is red.
It's red. That's Deb's color, is the red and gold.
I know. And so for me, I will walk into a shop, and if I see something red, I will literally be a chiropractic stream, because I'll turn around that quickly to have a look at whatever that is red.
I'm the exact same with purple.
I know. And so
Even, it doesn't matter what store I'm in.
Yeah, I know. I see it and I go, oh. And the other thing is diamantes, bling. Anything bling makes me go, oh. Yeah. I mean, my car, my steering wheel cover of my car is all diamantes. And
Beautiful.
My stop-start around my car that I push stop-start is all diamantes. And I love that, because that's the thing that feeds my soul. Mm-hmm. And people comment on it. You know, recently I went through the drive-through. McDonald's drive-through, and the lady goes, oh, I love your steering wheel cover. And I said, thank you. She goes, oh, where did you get it? I said, from my daughter. And she goes, oh, you're too young to have a daughter. My daughter's 21. Thank you very much. You know, and I just love that we had this whole conversation that was so random about my car steering wheel cover. Now that woman's going to remember me. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not remember me, but she's going to remember the car. And one time she's going to see Diamante, she's going to go, oh, I met this woman who had a steering wheel cover. And it's those conversations that lift you up. Absolutely.
Lift you and the other person up.
Yeah.
Both of you. It's such a beautiful, beautiful catalyst effect that just is a domino effect. Because, you know, the other thing too is that she maybe went off her shift feeling really uplifted and sparkly, and then went and smiled at somebody else and told another story, and you know,
I know there's no way
ripple effect.
Yeah, there's no way that what I gave her, the conversation I had, because I remember her clearly. Mm-hmm. I remember her clearly, and she made my day commenting on that. You know, and I don't suspect McDonald's drive-through windows would actually have a lot of enhancing conversations with people, especially now. I think so. Yeah. Especially now with masks on, and you can't touch this, and you've got to wait till we sterilize that, and then you can put your hand out, your window goes down. God, by this time I would have been, you know, but I suspect they're probably copping a lot of flack with everything. Mm-hmm. But it was a nice conversation that lifted my energy up, and absolutely, I guarantee, lifted hers up when she got off the phone from me, drove away from me.
The drive-through. But you know, and like you said, I remember one time I had just had my hair dyed. I had my hair dyed purple. And I have glasses. I have purple glasses on, and I had really good purple nails. And I was flying somewhere. Can't remember where I was going. But the airline steward was seeing, I'm really tall. And I had to duck my head to come into the plane. And the steward was standing there. And he says, watch your head. And he touched my hair. And then he went, oh, I love your hair. And oh my God. And then I love your hair. And oh my God, I love your glasses. Oh, look at the nails. So it just so tickled him that I had purple hair and purple glasses and purple nails.
It is the ripple effect. It
Yeah.
is the ripple effect. You can't smile at someone and they have a face like a smack. You can't. So I'll pause on that phrase. You can't smile at someone and they can't, and they're not going to take it. So they may just see it and go, what are they smiling at? But you're changing their state instantly.
right.
You're changing
That's right.
their brain power to go, why are they smiling at me? What's going on? You know,
Yep.
I love that. I love that. The ripple effect. The ripple effect.
And it's knowing that really feeds my soul, because who knows how far out that ripple's going to go, right?
I know. Well, I mean, yeah, totally. Because I mean, even the bling. And somebody talks about bling, and the lady goes, "Oh, I had someone who came through,
yeah, exactly,
McDonald's drive-through, and she had, you know," and that's something that's going to happen. And I showed one of the ladies, the lady who tattooed my eyebrows, Lady Ink was her name, and in New Zealand, and I talked to her about my bling steering wheel, and I dropped her down the road, and she talked about it so much that she actually went and bought a steering wheel cover and a stop start for her car, like a little sticky thing, and for one of her friends. And she said, I couldn't believe that I just loved it so much. I went and bought myself one of this. And I love that had
awesome.
that effect.
Yeah.
So that's me dropping her to somebody's house around the road, which was easy for me. And I changed her world in that conversation, that she also now has this steering wheel cover, and also that her friend got a stop start for her car. So they've got that bling. So that just that one little conversation has shifted to having
all these other people.
Other people. Yeah. And anyone else who's going to sit in that car. I love that. We're coming up time, and I've actually today, I even wrote the notes of our bullet points. But is there anything else?
Aren't you great?
You're great.
I
know. Yeah. So is there anything else you'd like to add before I sum all these up?
I think that you're sharing that story about the bling for the steering wheel and your stop start button.
You're going to go get one?
Yeah, I'm going to go get one now. It comes in purple. It has to be purple bling.
Find one. I'm going to find one.
It just brought up a concept here about feeding your soul, is that if there's something that you really, really want and you've been putting it off, how come? Because go get it. I know I've done that. I think I've talked about this before. I have this lamp in front of me. It's one of those, you know, those they call them banker's lights. They're the chrome body, and they've got the green glass top.
We've talked about this one other time.
We did because I
had to search them.
Yeah. But it was so funny because for years, I think even since I was a kid, I love those lamps. And every time I see it on a movie, you're like, oh, I love that lamp. And it was always something that I loved, but, you know, never ever thought that maybe I should just get one.
Yeah.
Because it didn't ever connect that I could just get one, until the day I decided, oh, wait, I'm going to stop telling people how much I love these, because I just really love it. Maybe it's some other connection that I'm not even, you know, past life type thing or something, who knows. But I remember when I bought it, it just felt so, it just uplifted me. It made me smile and just made me feel warmth and like I mattered.
Just alive. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I mattered. To me, it's not like wouldn't it be nice to have this? And well, one day maybe blah, blah, blah. It's not that expensive. Right.
Yeah.
So
it is down to your self-worth too, right?
Absolutely.
Then it's around, I can't do that, or I can't afford that, or people are going to judge me for that, or whatever.
Yeah. That's so silence all that. So if there's something that you really, really want that would make you light up from the inside, go get it.
I just have to add to that because I love that. But I know I loved Range Rovers. I love Range Rovers. And when I went and bought my first Range Rover, I I don't know how many years ago it was now. And I was like, oh, I can't have that. They're just for rich people. They're just this, and they're so expensive, and they're so this, and you're just a single mum, and you don't need a Range Rover, because Range Rovers, go off forward driving, and Deborah, you don't do anything like that unless you go up on the curb. All those things. And I was like, people are going to look at me in the Range Rover. This is not good. They're going to judge me, da-da-da. And in the end, I just went, actually, I'm going to do it. And I did it.
Yep.
And then like within 3 months, that's when I got my bling steering wheel cover.
Awesome.
So it's like, oh, people are going to look at you in the Range Rover, Deborah. And then what's going to happen is your steering wheel cover, that when you're driving it ricochets off the light from the sun. So do you think
sparkles everywhere?
So clearly the moment I got the Range Rover, I then went, I don't care anymore, that I'm actually just snazzing it up that little level more.
Yep.
But it is that worth. Am I worth this? Is this right for me? Are people going to look at me? Are people going to judge me? And all those things. So yeah, I think that's a great one. So everyone, just grab your pen and paper right now and just and we're going to recap everything very, 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 very quickly. And we had the checking in number to rate yourself with your pens. And that's a great one to feed your soul. Just understand what's going on around you. Oh, no wonder I'm going nutty or whatever. Appreciate, number 2, appreciate the journey, because the end result is absolutely a bonus. So appreciate the 8-hour drive and split into 2 days.
And know that you are going to get to that end journey.
Yeah, and you're going to get there in the end. Absolutely, absolutely. Hand on your heart. Number 3 is hand on your heart, and just give yourself a check-in. And I love that Moira said, it's your seat of your soul. That's a beautiful one, that one there. Number 4 is your surroundings, and we've got your clothes. I talked about perfume. Moira's got the jewelry, the stones, all those things, the big yellow cozy jumper, sweater, the whatever it is, the onesie, whatever it is. That's number 4, is just what lights you up around you. Number 5 is saying no more often. And as Moira added, courteous no. The difference between Deborah's no and no's. No. But saying no more often, and that being a courteous from the heart no. Yeah. And it's okay when you give it, and it's okay when you receive it.
Yep, absolutely.
Number 6, only do things that light you up. Listen to me, only do things that light you up. Ensure that it's lighting you up. And lighting you up. The next one is presence. Yep. Be present.
Be present.
Yeah.
In the present moment, in the presence of your soul.
Yeah. The presence of your soul. Okay, I'm going to add that. Presence of your soul. We talked about the colors, but we said that with the clothes and the bling. The ripple effect.
Yeah.
The ripple effect. Know
and
that
in itself
nothing
your
goes.
soul.
Yeah, nothing goes unnoticed. Remembering that.
Yes.
And your last one is your worth. Yeah. If you want it, take it.
Have it.
Do it. Give it. Yeah, that's exactly it. So did I miss anything out?
No, that was very well done.
There's 9 tips.
9 tips. That's awesome. I knew we were going to go all over the place with this one. That's good.
Oh, we did. Feed
my soul. Feed my soul.
So what we're going to do now, peeps, is Moira was a 2, I was a 3. We started at that, and you who was listening, you were a What
and now
number,
you are.
Yeah, and now you are. What number are you now? Yeah. So Moira, what number would you be?
But you know it. I'm a 0.
Same.
Yes, I knew that too.
Writing these tips down really just reminds me what we talk about. And these are great little tips, and they're simple, but they don't have to be overwhelming.
No. And that's what we said right at the beginning. That's what we said right at the beginning.
Listen to number 10.
There you go.
Protect your energy is in listen to a podcast.
Yes.
Called Deliciously Motivated Mindset, or reach out to Debz and Moira.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Yes. So that's the 10th tip.
10 tips for you feeding your soul. I love it.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay, I feel very different now. On with my day, and I trust that everybody got a lot of value out of today with your pen and paper. And if you didn't, go back and listen to it again.
Listen to it again.
And again and again and again until you get it. Yeah. So Moira's a 0. I'm a 0. We'd love to know where you're at. Thank you very much today, listeners, for putting up with us on how to feed your soul. And we will see you. We will hear you. You'll hear us.
We'll be with you. We'll be with you.
Yeah, on the next exciting episode. Thank you very much.
Thanks, you, dear
Moira.
Deb. Thanks, dear Deb. Thanks, listeners. See you
Thanks,
next time.
listeners.
Bye.
Bye.